Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for, this is your bonus reading for April 2023. Virgo, you start off with this self-made card. It says you will become successful or rich by your own efforts. You also have this inspiration card. It says a spark of inspiration will ignite brilliant new ideas. It is essential that you are clear about what you want, follow your heart. Really, I feel like you have been following your heart for a little while here. Maybe the past couple months or so, you've made some difficult decisions. I don't really feel that bad about this Nine of Swords. A lot of tarot readers and a lot of old tarot books consider the Nine of Swords to be the worst card in the tarot, not the Ten of Swords. They actually consider the Nine of Swords to be the most challenging, and not even the Tower. It is a challenging card, but I kind of feel like you have ended some challenges, or you've come out of a dark period of time, or something like that is popping into my head here, Virgo. I feel like I've been basically saying this for the past few weeks, and it looks to me like you're ending a cycle. On a very down and dirty Chris's Crappy Tarot level, you could say that this right here is following your heart. The Eight of Wands is a card of aiming towards something. It's kind of like Esther Hicks calls it your rockets of desire. Traditionally it was the arrows of love, the Eight of Wands, meaning we kind of put our intentions for something out into the universe, and the universe responds. But again, Esther Hicks calls it your rockets of desire, meaning you're telling the universe what you want, and the universe is responding with desire. And when you follow your desires, which is what the Knight of Wands is all about, then you become very, very successful. So like I said, I feel like you're putting an end to some sort of nightmare in your life. And you could be feeling very inspired. I do feel like you have a lot of cards of inspiration here. Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, Knight of Wands. It's like you're moving towards something that could be very inspirational, for not only for you, but for other people as well. It's like sometimes I think if we do something, like overcome something that was difficult in life, then we inspire ourselves and then also inspire other people. I'm a big fan of doing this right now because Pluto and Aquarius. With Pluto and Aquarius, I would be doing whatever I could to inspire anyone, even if it's just one person, doesn't matter. You have the Two of Swords. I feel a little bit of lingering energy here. I also feel a little bit of this energy that's saying, hey, there still could be some other ways of doing things. So don't be too worried about, what I would say is if you're doing anything in life, anything hard, starting a business, building something, looks like a lot of you could be building something here, building something up, like a business, a career, your health, it could be anything. Whatever you're building up, I would just say again, I don't think you have to be crazy about this, but I would just be looking and saying, am I doing things the most efficient way possible, or are there other approaches that could be better, in work or business or whatever it is that you're doing? Just because Two of Swords can represent kind of not seeing something, not seeing that there's an opportunity. The only way you're going to find this opportunity is to learn as much as you possibly can. You have the Page of Pentacles here. Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. I also feel if you want love, there's clearly could be new love coming in for you here. You go Four of Wands, Knight of Wands, could be marriage. My only concern here is making sure that you don't get lost in the relationship. You have the Devil here. We're obviously, it looks pretty good. Four of Wands to the Two of Cups here. You even go this way, you have the Queen of Cups. But it just kind of is, and you even have that card that says attend to the details in that row. So I kind of feel like it's saying you could be attracting a very desireful connection, but make sure you're working, make sure you're taking care of your health and, all those other things. I kind of feel it's saying don't get lost. In the connection. It could be very intense. Look at this. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands. Literally a card of inspiration. I always say that, to me, the Ace of Wands is just that one little spark of inspiration, that one little spark of hope that we need sometimes to accomplish something great in our lives. So I feel like you need to stay focused and motivated. I also feel there could be things happening for you that get you very excited. But as I always say, the Ace of Wands can represent a false start when it comes up in the reverse. I don't read reversals, I read intuitively, but what I am feeling here is it's saying you get the spark. It's you need to build that into a fire. So there's some sort of spark of inspiration. And I really feel it has to do with something that you're building. I keep getting that word here. Knight of Wands is my card of the builder. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I keep getting the word actually popping into my head. So it's you're building something new. It could be a new you even. You could just be working on yourself. I don't necessarily think it's love. I think that it's like there's some sort of financial connection here is what's popping into my head. So it could be a business, a career. Even if you're retired, you could be building investments or something like that. But again, I feel like you're feeling inspired. But like I always say, it's like inspiration is nothing, because we have to take action on it, right? With the Two of Swords, you have the Lovers. Definitely a little like there is love here, as I've said. So I do feel like some of you, there could be like a new lover entering into your life. Definitely could be a fire sign, but could be any sign. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups. If you are attracting love, I do feel it could be a soulmate. I don't think it's a person from the past. Six of Cups can represent a person from the past, although I don't read it that way. But what I would say is that Six of Cups really kind of can just represent a soulmate. And that's what I feel could be coming in for you here, is like more of a soulmate connection. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Fish card. It says, pay attention to your dreams. Again, I would say if there is love coming in, it looks very passionate. So, like I said, don't get lost and don't start ignoring something that you're working on or working towards, because I feel like you could be creating something very special. Again, doesn't matter what you're building, whatever it is, it's like part of a dream. I also look at this card and also the Nine of Wands, but also the Eight of Wands. You don't have the Nine of Wands, but the Eight of Wands as kind of like small wins. Sometimes I feel, with the Eight of Wands, we need to take those steps to be successful. We need to start creating momentum in the right direction. So obviously when you're starting something, there you can get to a point where you don't really see results, so then it can be a little bit hard to stay motivated. And, I think the best thing you can do is focus on those tiny little wins every single day, because when you add them on top of each other, they add up to something much, much bigger than you ever thought possible. So I feel for a lot of you, this is encouraging just those small wins in life. I also get something about communication here coming in for you. So, I feel like someone's communicating with you. I would just be careful. We have a Mercury retrograde this month, and we go Devil to the Four of Swords. So it could be a person from the past, but, I would be careful of any past people at this time. You have the Four of Wands. I feel like some of you want a commitment here, is what I would say. And, that's really the energy that I'm getting. By the way, I don't necessarily feel there's anything unexpected coming in for you. As I always say, I don't try to make my readings fit. If there's nothing unexpected, I'm just going to say it. I don't think there is. I really, what I'm getting here is, again, I feel like some of you want a commitment, but you could be kind of thinking about inconsistent energy. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of inconsistent people in the past, or maybe you're just, worried about it. So I would let those fears go. The other thing I would say is that the Four of Wands, of course, can just be a general commitment, just anything in life that you're committing to. And I do feel this is saying, you're creating this positive snowball in your life. And I feel like you need to keep building the momentum with that snowball. Like I said, keep having small wins, tiny little wins. Just come up with whatever it is. It's like, if you're writing a book, can you write 100 words a day? That's all you have to do. Something small, right? And I always tell people, it's like, as someone who has, changed their life, me personally, through these small wins every single day, I can tell you, it's like, if you say you're going to write 100 words, you probably, some days you'll only write 100, but there will be days where you'll write 1,000 or 2,000 or more, And so it's like tiny little steps add up over time, but also chances are if you commit to that, you're going to write more, you're going to do more. And that's what I feel here with the Four of Wands. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. Anything you can do to work with other people, of course, good idea. I also feel like you're just doing good work right now. Like you're about to receive some recognition for the things that you've been working on for a while here, Virgo. So I feel there's a lot of success and kind of like good work coming in for you here. Yeah, love it. I need to see where this is going. There's something about communication here as well. I don't want to forget about that. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So clearly a very solid opportunity coming in for you. And there is something here about your finances. So I feel like you're improving your finances. What I would also say is that the Ace of Pentacles is something that needs to be nurtured into existence. There's always a garden on the Ace of Pentacles. So gardens, we have to take care of the garden to get it to grow well. And so anything that you're working on, I would nurture it. With the Four of Wands, you have the Two of Wands. I do feel like it could be a little unexpected that there is a person who's taking a risk. It's like there's a person who's leaving a comfort zone to make a move towards you. Here, you're not sure if this person's a player or not. As I always say, if you're not sure, then, trust actions, don't just trust words, right? and make sure you're paying attention to a person's actions as well. I also get something about a time limit here. Again, I don't think we should force things to happen when they're not ready. But what I would say is we have Neptune and Pisces right now. And as I've been saying since like forever with Neptune and Pisces, the worry I have, it's not really worry, but the thing I think about with Neptune and Pisces is that we can get stuck in the fantasy. We can we can get stuck in, especially if you're in something long distance. It's like just the idea of the connection can be more than the actual reality. It's not that the reality will disappoint you. It's just the fact that the reality might never happen because, again, you stay stuck in the fantasy. So I get that feeling here. It's like if you're getting into something, I feel like you need to see the reality. It's like you need to make it real so that it can be real. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck. So don't let that happen. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Again, really good. Eight of Wands twice. I mean, Eight of Wands, quick success. But again, more importantly, it's a card of momentum. So keep that positive, whatever this positive snowball is, keep it going. Next, you have this last quarter moon in Virgo. It says, attend to the details. Yes, like I said, pay attention to the details in your life, especially if you're getting into a hot and heavy connection here, right? There could be a little bit of an obsession going on. I feel like if you're meeting a person that you're both going to be obsessed with each other, but which is fine as long as it's like, in a healthy, positive way, which I guess that's possible. But what I feel like it's saying is it's like saying, okay, like there are other things that you can do instead of, I don't know, like we'll call it adult wrestling here on the new G-rated YouTube, right? Where I can't say anything, apparently. But what I would say is, I feel like this is talking about kind of like balancing things out, making sure you're focusing on other stuff. You have the Knight of Wands here. Again, I might double clarify this Knight of Wands because I get this like weird energy where you're like, is this real? Like what's going on here? Is this a player? Am I going to get stuck in something that I was stuck in the past or what? Some of you could have that question. I also get the energy of building. Again, to me, he is the builder in the tarot. He also doesn't care how he builds something. There's always 3 pyramids at least on a Knight of Wands, on a traditional Knight of Wands. This one has a Sphinx on it as well. The pyramids kind of represent mystery, and it represents the fact that he's spontaneous. He doesn't care how he does something, he's just going to do it. It doesn't matter. He doesn't stay too stuck to a plan, right? He's willing to be flexible. And, I feel sometimes that maybe can be hard for you, Virgo, to get messy, to, to break the rules, to do something differently. It's not true for all of you, of course, but for some of you. So I feel like it's encouraging, like, the messiness of life and, just being willing to be spontaneous with this energy. You have the Devil here. It is interesting. I do feel like there's a very strong connection, but there is an element of control with the Devil. The Devil represents Saturn. He's standing on the black box of Saturn, which represents control right here as well. So I feel for some of you need to make sure that something doesn't get out of control. I also feel sometimes that if you enter into a very passionate connection, it can be so passionate that it burns out too quickly. So don't be afraid to extend it, is what I'm trying to say here with the Devil. You have the Two of Cups. Like I said, I do feel it's a very deep connection, no doubt about it, with the Two of Cups. We're going to have to clarify because I'm not exactly sure how I feel yet. You do have the Lovers here and the Four of Wands, though, which could be marriage. So, this could be something very long-term, but, I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. There are also some things here that make me, not worry, but just think about the fact that this could be like a fly-by-night connection if you're attracting new love. So, let's just see what's going on here. I'm going to double clarify that Knight of Wands right away. You have the Four of Swords. You've been healing from something. That could be why this is coming up. Maybe you're healing from a past connection. So it's kind of like saying, don't use a new connection as, to heal from the pain of a past connection. Make sure that you're fully healed before you enter into something new, right? And this could be the person you're attracting as well. So again, if you're attracting a person who seems damaged, it's like maybe you need to say hey, contact me in a couple months when you're healed, because I don't want to deal with, having to, sop up your tears or whatever, right? And that might sound harsh, but again, it's like, I think people make that mistake a lot. They get into relationships with a person who isn't over something from the past, and that person keeps then going back to the past. Then you get hurt. And then that just creates more trauma in the world. So I feel like you have to end the cycle before it even starts. Now, you do have the Sun here, so this will probably make you very happy, is what I would say to you. The other thing is, that I'm getting is, number one, Sun is the best card in the tarot, so very, very positive. But I'm also getting like, if you stick up for yourself in a situation like this, I think it'll actually, it could actually help this person pull their head out of their butt. You know, they could be like, wow, this person is really, you know, I'm talking about you. Like if you say this to a person, like when you're healed, then, you know, hit me up. I'll be here. They might be like, wow, this person's really mature. I better pull my head out of my ass, right? So again, don't be afraid to do that. I also feel that someone could be doing this to you and it might turn you on as well for a person to like stick up for themselves like that. So take it how it resonates, but that's basically what popped into my head. I also feel you need to move towards the sun. The sun is something that excites you. It's something that gets you moving. 2 aces, the sun, like, are you kidding me? The sun like shines a light on something that we need to pay attention to. And I feel like the universe is trying to get your attention, especially if you're building something, like I've been saying this whole entire time. With the devil, you have the strength card. You've already overcome the devil. That's what this is. It's like you've already overcome something. So, you know, I feel like you need to show that you have overcome something by being mature and, you know, all this other stuff. But it looks like you've already done the work. With the 2 of Cups, you have the King of Swords here. For some reason, I thought you had the King of Swords twice. I guess not, but, you know, I feel for a lot of you, this is a card of maturity. It is a card of knowledge and wisdom. You could also be attracting a person who is very knowledgeable and has a lot of wisdom. Could be a person who is very wise, and I just said that, but, you know, someone probably older than you, but that doesn't have to be true for all of you. I also feel this could be you. You know, it's like sometimes I think we get to this point, and it's like that's when we are, it's like you're getting to the good stuff here, Virgo, is what I'm trying to spit out. At the end, in the area of the good stuff, doesn't matter what shows up here, it's going to be good no matter what. You have this time for a nap card. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. I mean, you know, Mercury retrograde basically takes up the second half and then the first half, you know, of the second half of this month, the first half of May. So, you know, for that period of time, you know, if you feel tired, if you feel like you need to rest, relax, recover, now is definitely the time to take advantage of that resting, relaxing energy. You have the Queen of Cups here. So Queen of Cups represents your heart. She has this cup here, but I always say that cup, it almost looks like a trophy. It doesn't really look like a cup on a traditional Queen of Cups. So I feel like you are following your heart, or that you need to follow your heart at this time. That's where all your answers are going to come from. You have the Page of Swords. Again, this is going to be the good stuff. So I kind of feel like someone has their eye on you, or you have your eye on a person. Take it how it resonates. And if you have your eye on a person, I would just shoot your shot or do whatever you got to do. I also feel that it would be a really good idea for you to kind of be a detective at this time. Like I said earlier, I think I said this earlier in your reading. I'm all about like learning, knowledge, and wisdom. You have all these cards here that represent that. So if you become interested in anything, especially if you're building something new in your life, I would learn as much as you can about it. I talk about this all the time because really the astrology really is rewarding education for the rest of our lives, basically. People who learn and then take what they've learned. There's an extra step here. You can't just learn things. You have to learn, then put it into practice. You have to have the experience. So you have to gain the wisdom, you know, which is basically you can learn all day long, which is just knowledge. But putting it into practice is where you get the wisdom. And if you do that, then you will be very successful. So, you know, that's what I'd be doing with the Page of Swords, learning and then putting into practice. You have the Four of Swords here. Definitely seems like it could be a recovery month for you. And I would definitely take the time to recover from whatever you need to recover from. Or if you just need a nap, right? Sometimes we just need a nap. I would listen to your body, and I feel you will be rewarded for doing that. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like new interest. That's a word I'm getting here. Page of Wands is an adventure. So some of you could be accepting a new adventure into your life. Could be love, could be pretty much anything, but I would do it. With the Page of Swords, you have the King of Wands. Could be a fire sign. You get fire a lot. You know, it could be any sign. You have basically everything here, but you do get fire a lot. The other thing is that I really feel this is talking about your desires. Like I was saying, if I were you, I'd be moving towards things that you just desire to do, things that interest you, things that stand out to you. It's kind of very like esoteric, right? It's very hidden, the things that, you know, could be interesting. What I mean by that is it's like you could be interested in something, but the hidden part of it is like, how can it fit into my life, or how can it be successful? So you might have crazy business ideas that you become interested in. You might have crazy ideas about your health or whatever, and it's like you're trying to figure out how it fits. You know, that's what's popping into my head here, but it does fit because you desire to do it, and so move towards your desires. With the Four of Swords, you have the Death card. Definitely a change going on here. I feel like you've changed. It's like I feel like you have let go of toxic, like anything toxic. It doesn't have to be a person. It could literally be anything that you have let go of. And now you're like evolving here, Virgo. It looks really nice. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. And of course, you have this love card. Of course, I'm going to cover that baby up just in case because of YouTube's. But, it says love on it. I feel like there could be, of course, love coming in for you. Something really like a very strong connection. Next, you have this widower card, and so some of you could be attracting a person who's a widower, if I can get that word out. For others, I see this energy for a lot of people, where it's like you could be releasing something that you were once very connected to, and I'm not talking about love. This could be like a business, a job, a big part of your identity. And I feel like you're shedding one identity and moving towards another. So I kind of feel like this is more talking about like the transformation that is the death card, which you have at the end here. You have this money card, so definitely could be good money for you. It does seem to be a good money month for whatever reason. I kind of like, by the way, we have an eclipse, and, I do kind of like this first eclipse. I've heard other people talk about it, not everybody, but I think some, and again, not a criticism or anything of the astrologers who talk about it this way, but some of them have talked about it like a little bit negatively, but I really see it as like an action-taking eclipse, as something that could be very, very beneficial for us. So, I kind of feel like it's a good thing, and it could lead to more money. Next, you have this younger woman card. You could be the younger woman. You could be the younger man. Doesn't matter. I kind of feel like you're the younger person here. So some of you could be attracting a person who's older than you. It could be the other way around, but for the most part, I feel like you're probably the younger person. But again, it could be different for all of you. And I feel like it'll be good. And finally, you have this faithfulness card. There you go. I feel like you are attracting someone who will be faithful, who will always be by your side. Again, dogs represent companionship, so I feel you could be attracting a true companion in a connection. I want to touch on this real quick again, Virgo, sorry, but with the money card, again, I really get that whole positive snowball thing. So any small wins, like even if you're just like saving a little bit of money here and there or something, I don't know, popped into my head. But this looks pretty good, Virgo. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.